Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys. My name is Joseph. Now, by popular demand from you guys, when I didn't really react very well to the Tonight We Ride song from Unleash the Archers, you guys recommended me to check out their more later stuff where they kind of found their sound and really became that different level band that everybody seems to enjoy. And a lot of you guys asked me to react to the song Abyss. Now, let's get right into it and see what we got here. Now, if you're new to this channel and you've never discovered me before, I express my opinions 100%. Sometimes I don't like something, sometimes I like it, but I always try to be respectful of my criticism and explain why I feel the way I do. I like The Awakening from Unleash the Archers, wasn't exactly on board with Tonight We Ride, didn't think it was a bad song, it just didn't click with me, and now we're doing Abyss based on your recommendations. Well, I like that intro. Oh, that's an interesting shot. I love the idea of what is going to be a one-shot sequence, kind of a trick one-shot sequence going from one to another. That's gonna be really interesting to see. She looks like a Formula One racer with that outfit. It's an interesting choice in clothing. But let's see. So far, it's the beginning of the song. It still hasn't stepped into it. So there's not much to say. You'll be, I think, too early to even criticize it for positive or negatives. This is epic. I love the layering of the electronic music with the way she's kind of building her voice, and the guitars and everything kind of has this very, it's like I almost feel like a ship flying through space getting away. Like this just has this really epic fantasy feel to it. I can't explain it, but I'm really enjoying the sound so far. I love her voice in this song too. Brittany, right? Her name is Brittany. I love Brittany's voice in this song. That she's keeping it. It's not all high notes. She's kind of keeping it a little bit lower, and this constant kind of riffing from the guitar is very kind of reminiscent, like old school power metal bands. And Yeah, it reminds me a lot of trying to think of like Brainstorm. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the power metal band Brainstorm. There's a lot of similarities here.
Feel so immensely alone. This can't be the end of my story. Onward I go once again, fighting my way to my final and today you out so far beyond stars and the sun, filling my heart up with wonder unknown.
I think it's fair to say that this band, like, they're not, and just hear me out. What I mean by this, they're not necessarily, like, I wouldn't say that they have like the most unique sound for a power metal band, but they do it so well, and they sound so good together. And her voice is both gentle and strong. She kind of has this really nice mixture going on, which I think they stand above a lot of power metal bands. Which I think the reason I avoid a lot of power metal is they're just too cheesy. And they fall into the same tropes of high screams and certain kinds of riffs that you just hear nonstop. I mean, it's true of many genres, but I think power metal is just kind of overly. When people saw the kind of the success you can have with power metal bands from like the 90s and Nightwish and all these other bands, everybody tried to copy that sound, and it was just a bunch of copycats running around in the 2000s. And they have, I think, they have their own spin on the power metal genre, and her voice, she does different things with it. She doesn't stay on like one key the whole time or something like that. I don't know, there's just something about them that is just absolutely enjoyable to me and pleasant to hear, even in the song Tonight We Ride, where I didn't 100% click.
Now, to the edge of imagination, open my eyes to phenomenon and hope. Summon the strength of millenniums past, forged by the fire and flame. I am the weapon of empires past, immortal as more than a
Both of those solos were really, really, really good. Yeah, I'm liking this song as much as Awakening, and they're so different from the Awakening and the Abyss. Two very, very different songs. The only thing I wish is that there is more. Like Awakening, I believe, had a lot more changes within the song, and this one has a little bit less. And especially for a 7-minute song, I would want it to go to slightly different places. But even still, the riffs are fun and interesting, and the solos were good. Her voice is very like I like what she's doing with her voice here. I think I criticized that I didn't like in Tonight We Ride in particular. She kept kind of at this high note the whole time. I wasn't exactly a fan, but this song I really like. And I like their chill attitude. I like that transition. I want to rewind it a little bit. Yeah, you know what it is, like their love for 80s and even 70s music is so apparent in their style. I mean, their clothes, you can see it too, but you can tell they love the more traditional metal and the new wave of British heavy metal, the old school beginning of like power metal bands and Sabotage and all these other bands. You can hear the inspiration in their music, and I can't help but love that. I think it's a great place to pull from, and it gives me a better understanding of what this band is kind of all about. Because all three songs that I heard were three very different songs, and that's really cool to hear. You're not gonna like every single song on every single album, or even every album of a band that you listen to. If you guys see my top 10 video that I released last week, you will see that there's a lot of albums I don't like from my favorite bands of all time, but the ones that click with you truly and stick with you for a very long time, I think that's very special. And I can start seeing a clearer picture why people like this particular band so much, because let me tell you, a lot of power metal bands nowadays I dismiss very, very quickly, and I get bored very quickly, and I'm actually quite engaged in this one. I really, really like that end. I thought the end was absolutely phenomenal with that electronic music in the background and her voice holding that high note, and I thought that was just a really nice outro. Yeah, I think that I like this band as much as I like Awakening. Like the song, I think I like it as much as Awakening. This is the more style that I like in power metal. I typically, that my favorite, for example, my favorite power metal band of all time is Iced Earth. And the reason it's always been is because they infuse power and thrash together. Despite their more epic and long and more symphonic or even more intricate songs that they might have, or even their simpler songs, I just always love that thrash element because that's my favorite genre of heavy metal. So those two elements together with a nice power metal voice, whether it be a rougher voice like Matt Barlow from Iced Earth, or I think it's Brittany Hayes, right? Or Brittany Hayes from Unleash the Archers. But thank you for this recommendation. I'm definitely going to be checking out more of this band. And I think I'm interested to actually hear a full album as well. If you guys would like to hear like a full album reaction to this band, let me know down below in the comments if you think that'd be cool. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the rest of your day. Keep it metal.